Hey, so I am doing, I don't know if this is going to be a reading vlog or not, but I am picking up one of my April books, Long Bright River by Liz Moore, and I decided to pick this up um, due to the fact that over the past weekend, I went away with my husband for our anniversary, which was amazing. But I went to what's called the Ave K&A. If you're not familiar with that area in Philadelphia, it is Kensington. And that is where um, you will witness how the um, drugs affect people, and you will witness it. And I'm at like, there is no amount of words that can actually express how I feel about what I've witnessed, what I saw firsthand. And so this book actually speaks about it. It's regarding a police officer who patrols the area. It's fiction. I believe it's a fictional story, but it's a police officer who patrols the area, and her sister is one of the people who are addicted to heroin, and her sister is murdered, and she goes through that. And I knew this book was going to be very hard. I only got to probably chapter 1 or chapter 2 last night, and I had to put it down because I couldn't keep going because everything was so fresh in my head. But I am annotating it. I'm annotating. There's some things that I really want to research, and I really want to get more information, as well as the just information, and just why people find themselves in those predicaments. And I am also trying to find some really good quotes, hopefully some quotes of hope that's written. And one of the things that I did highlight was, it said that Kensington was named after a regal neighborhood. At that time, it was a preferred residence of the British monarchy. And I was going to take video and pictures of it, but I felt like it wasn't respectful to those people. I didn't want to disrespect them, and things like that. I wanted to respect their humanity and their dignity. And just reading that was like, that was named, that's like a regal neighbor, that, and goes from a regal neighborhood, the name, to how it is. And yes, so if you can Google Kensington, Philadelphia, yeah, it's not good. So I'm hoping that this stays as a vlog as I continue to read it and share my thoughts. So Hey, so I'm actually took a break from reading because I have to make dinner, and today's dinner is, well, ribs. My husband already ate some food, so yeah, and I'm making salad. I have eggs boiling on the stove, so I'm gonna make me a salad, and yeah, they're gonna have ribs and salad for dinner. But I am continuing to read Long Bright River. I'm on page 149, and I want to say I gave a little bit of misinformation. So the detective Mickey, or Michaela, I'm not sure if she pronounces Michaela or, but Mickey, her sister Casey did not die yet, but there is a rash of murders that's happening, and she's trying to find her sister before her sister actually gets murdered. And so I'm at the point where her sister is missing, but there is no like formal missing person like report or alert. So she's trying to find her sister before her sister gets murdered. And yes, I'm enjoying it. The chapters are very, very short. Like the chapters are like 1, 2, maybe 3, 4 pages long. Very short chapters, and the time change from present to past is very fluid. So you can keep track of if something is in the present time or in the past. But yes, I'm enjoying it. It is a little bit slower than I thought, but I'm enjoying. So I'm going to get back to reading a little bit more before I really have to like put it down to get ready, because tomorrow is Tuesday and I got to go to the center to do work. I don't work from home on Tuesday, so I gotta get my bag and everything packed and whatnot. So yeah, gonna read and eat and enjoy the last bits of my weekend. Actually, this past weekend, I did say this past weekend I went away with me and my husband for our anniversary. So today I took off. I was supposed to work today. It's supposed to be a planning day. I'm a teacher and we were supposed to have PD day today, but I took off, which I was so happy because not saying I'm lazy, but saying it was good to take off. And so yeah, getting back to my reading. Hey, so I'm here finishing up, well, not finishing up, but actually finishing up this little, like, I don't want to call it a mini vlog, or I don't know what it would be called. I guess it would be a mini vlog of me reading Long Bright River. And I do apologize behind me. I work from home majority of the time, probably 90%, 95% of the time. The 1% of the time I am in my classroom, and I am a teacher, so pardon the elementary background, but this is where I'm filming today. So I finished this story, and OMG. First of all, I knew that this story was going to and get me pumped. Like I said, I started this story the day of coming back from being away. Well, not being away, but from my anniversary. And I actually didn't even realize it, that the way it's set, how all of this set up. But I went down Kensington, K&A, where the majority of this story took place, and oh my gosh, it broke me. And usually, like, I can say I've witnessed a lot of stuff growing up. I have seen a lot, but seeing the open air market of, you know, prostitution, drug use, drug abuse, all of it really broke my heart. And a lot of people, I know this is a ramble right now, but a lot of people would be like, you know what, though we don't care because those people are this and this. And I'm like, no, 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 no. They are people. They are people, human beings who may have found themselves in a situation that, you know, just found themselves in a really bad situation. Thought that they were going to enjoy something, and then the demon just took a hold of them, and it broke my heart. And I've prayed since then for the people who are victims of any type of drug abuse. And if you have any family members that are struggling or even overcame their addictions, my heart and my prayers are for you and your family. I cannot imagine just witnessing that. I just can't imagine your heart. So this story really touched me in a personal level. I think that many people, if they would have read this, they probably enjoyed the story, but to witness it firsthand, it was just like, you know, it took this and put it in your face. So ever since then, I was happy that I started this book, and I think actually going there made me want to read it even more. So this is a murder, I don't want to say murder mystery, this is a mystery, but it is about a police officer, Mickey, who her patrol route is the Kensington area, and during her route, she's finding that there are many women being murdered. And because of that, she is looking for her sister, and her sister is a person who is addicted to heroin and found herself living in that area. And so her sister, she couldn't find her sister. Her sister disappeared, and so she's trying to find her sister before her sister ends up being another victim with the murders. So it goes through that, and it actually is a past and present story of the relationship between her and her sister Casey. That's the sister's name. So it goes through that, and you kind of find out the background of her and her sister's life, and how her sister found herself becoming addicted to drugs. Of course, it goes through a family history of drug abuse, and it goes through just her sisters just having fun. And that's where I'm like, the people who are in that area right now, or who are addicted to drugs, are people. They're humans who found themselves either wanting to enjoy and have a good time and then just got hooked, or because of just their past and their family history and trauma. I mean, even many people, even one of the victims, her mom got her into this type of lifestyle. So some of these people did not necessarily wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to go do drugs and I'm going to become an addict. They actually found themselves in a very tough situation, and I'm so glad that this story highlighted that, because that to me shows the humanity with, you know, in these people. And another thing it talked about was corruption, police corruption. And side note, I know that a lot of people may disagree or agree or whatever with this, and this is a disclaimer. This is my thoughts. This is my channel. These are my thoughts, and that's it for the disclaimer. But there is a history of police corruption and illegal use of authority in policing. especially Philadelphia Police and either other police departments. And that was some of my tabs that I wanted to research about. So I did annotate it. Pink is for information regarding the heroin and opioid epidemic, just things that I wanted to know more of, and also history of the area. One of the quotes, and I believe I shared it in my video, was that Kensington was named after a regal neighborhood, one that at that time the preferred residence of the British monarchy. So just history of the Kensington area, history of the opioid epidemic, things that I probably already knew, but I wanted to just have it for information. And then blue was quotes either of hope or quotes that I liked that maybe brought a positive positive outlook in this book, because it is a very, for me, it was a very dark and heavy story regarding this. But I did have just researching about corrupt cops, you know, and I know that I will say there are good cops and there are bad cops, but I know that in this story it was highlighted of the corruption in the story, and I was so happy to see that, because a lot of times this is a conversation a lot of people don't like having, especially at the current state of US right now with police brutality and just inappropriate use of authority. So yes, I like that. One quote, and my husband said it to me when we were driving down Kensington, and the quote in the story says, "I'm not certain what else I can say. There is no way to prepare a person sufficiently of what they will be exposed to or see in this area." And my husband told me the same thing. He said, you can describe it to people, you can maybe show pictures, or they can maybe see it at a glance on the news, but to actually get out of your car and walk or drive down, it is something that you will never forget. And I'm trying not to cry, because in the car I did, and I thought about friends of mine who have battled with drug abuse and drug addiction. It could have been them. It could even be me, you know, wanting to have fun as a teenager and finding yourself at the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people. And so yes, the story was. But I did give this story, I want to say, like, I don't want to say a 5-star, but it's not a 5-star, like a 4.9. I was invested in the story, and maybe because of just what I witnessed firsthand, that I took what I saw and put it in the story. But also I was invested in the characters. I loved to see the growth in the characters. I loved how the sisters were able to, you could see their relationship, and it was, to be honest, I believe it was a very authentic relationship. I think a lot of times I'll read a story and you can tell that the relationship in the story, you can say it's like, okay, it's pretty far-fetched, or not even far-fetched, but you can see it's really not real. This was real. You can see how one sister is taking that motherly role of the other sister. You can see how Mickey after a while gave up and was like, I am not putting my son into a family that battles drug abuse and battles all type of traumatic experiences. Like, I'm not going to put my son through that. And so she dismisses herself and her son from her family, and that is like real. Like, if you have family with a bunch of drama and trauma and all type of stuff, you distance yourself. And to see that was like, I can see this happening. Like, I can I took Mickey and Casey, and I'm like, I see them, like I saw them in real life, like I've met them. And so you see that relationship, you see the relationship between husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, between the addicts. Casey had several boyfriends, where you can see that type of relationship. So the relationship in the story were very, very real and very, very authentic. The mystery, I must say, usually, I mean, I'm a person that sometimes if I'm not paying attention, or even if I am paying attention, I usually don't get who the person is at the end. This one, I really didn't. I was like back and forth between different people, and I don't want to spoil it, but yes. And I can't spoil it, but the ending of the story, I was very surprised. I was very surprised how the author ended the story. She did an awesome job writing this from beginning to end. She caught my attention. I started this with Saturday night and finished it Tuesday night. I work and have kids, so it could have taken me it could have took me less time if I didn't have the other things that I do. But yes, this is an awesome book. I recommend anybody to read this. This actually opened my eyes to the opioid epidemic, as well as the mindset of a police officer, because Mickey is a police officer. So if you like a good mystery, if you like something that is current, contemporary, like real life, gritty, I would read this. If you are a resident of Philadelphia, and some people may not like it, some people may, you know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great book. It also inspired me to read more books regarding this type of topic, real life gritty. I tend to be a very happy reader, but I am now wanting to look for books regarding the crack epidemic, and I will love to see a book about what it's like within the Black community with the crack epidemic. So I'm researching books on that too, because this is coming from a Caucasian, a white background and mindset, and not saying that it's nothing wrong with it, but I am inspired to look for more stories regarding this type of topic, because yes, it is not happy, but it's real. This is real life. Like, Casey and Mickey's story is anybody's story, and so yes, I'm inspired to read some stories regarding the crack epidemic, and just researching that. So if you like a good mystery, if you enjoy real in your books, I would give Lone Bright River a try. I did get this to the book of the month, but I enjoyed it, and I'm also looking to see if there is any more books by this author. I believe there was one that I was interested in as well, but I loved her writing and I enjoyed it. So yeah, those are my thoughts of this book. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't ramble. Usually I'm a rambler, but you guys get it. So, oh, and after reading this, I am picking up Transcendent Kingdom by Gahasi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name right. I'm reading that because that is another book regarding family, with having some drug addiction. I'm not sure why I'm into this, but maybe this is leading me to something. Just I feel and I pray for family members and even people who are addicted to any type of substance. And again, I know that I rambled, but they're humans, and they found themselves in a very hard situation. And I know at one point I have found myself in a very dark situation, a dark place. And if you see someone like that, smile. Share some encouraging words. They may not accept it, but I believe, just like in this story, she met someone who, at that time, she didn't get clean right away, but that person's encouraging words, that person's smile made her think. And so, yes, I would say make sure that you just show respect and love to all people, not just those who you think don't deserve it or do deserve it. So, sorry for the ramble. Of course, again, like I said, I'm going to ramble about, but this is something that I love. I love talking about books. And yes, so I hope you enjoyed it. I give this one an A+, or an A. I would give this like an A, close to an A+. I really enjoyed this story, and I would recommend it to anybody. So, if you enjoy this, you can hit like, and you can find this book out. And yeah, and if you read it, share your thoughts. And again, if you find yourself have any time today, I hope you pick up a book and read. Bye.